Good morning. It's probably like 6:30 a.m. right now. Just took a nice shower. I don't know what we're doing today. We're probably going to go find another coffee shop to go work at for a bit. I'm in the middle of creating this new masterclass right now, and I'm really excited for it to come out. So I'm doing a lot of research, a lot of mapping out what I'm going to be saying and how I'm going to be presenting the information. And so coffee shops are a good place to go and do that. And coffee shops are such a classic Parisian thing. And I've been thinking about this actually lately, because I remember from previous years of coming to Paris and being very orthorexic, anorexic, and very just strict and rigid with my food. And I never allowed myself to go and to eat at cafes. Because they didn't have vegan options, or they didn't have, the bio, which is organic, the organic food that I wanted. And sorry, the reason why I do quotations is just that it was just so ridiculous that everything had to be perfectly organic, pure, gluten-free, sugar-free, dairy-free, guilt-free, whatever. And so I never allowed myself to really eat at the restaurants here, and I especially never allowed myself to just sit down at a cafe and grab a croissant and a coffee. And I'm realizing now, being in a healthy mindset with food and going out, and we've every single day had breakfast, lunch, and dinner out, except for twice where we went to the grocery store and just got food. But even then it was pre-made grocery store stuff. But we've been sitting a lot at cafes, and I now understand and realize that you don't fully really experience Paris until you go and you sit at the cafes. It's such a Parisian thing to do. It's how you people watch. It's how you experience the city, is you enjoy its food and you enjoy the experience of sitting down at a cafe, taking your time, taking a little, take a little espresso or something after you eat, and you grab your book and your notepad and you start, reading, and you're sitting there and you hear the sirens going off, you hear people walking by, and the, cars honking their horns, and that's just how you really soak in the city. And I'm thinking back to, the previous years again when I didn't allow myself to eat at the cafes, and I just never felt like I really connected, and I felt like I spent my time, to be honest, which is so stupid, but I spent my time literally just walking into grocery stores. It was so weird. I was very fascinated with the food, and yet wouldn't allow myself to experience the food. So I'd walk into health food grocery stores, not even just a regular grocery store, but I would find they have Naturalia, and they have Rendezvous avec la nature. They have all these different I remember the names because I went to them all the time, but they had all these different health food stores. I remember I'd go in and I'd just be amazed at the food. And what's so funny is that I walked past a Naturalia yesterday, and I looked at it for a second. I was I have zero desire to go in there and to look at the organic granolas. Oh my gosh, it seems so ridiculous, but that's what I used to do, and I used to be so fascinated with it. And now I'm just yeah, I don't want to have anything to do with the grocery stores, especially the health food grocery stores, you know what I mean? People's perception of health, which I'm why is eating a croissant au beurre, why is that not healthy? Why is it not healthy to eat rillettes de sardine, which is sardine pate, which I had the other night, or escargot? Why is it not healthy to eat steak tartare? Why is it not healthy to do all these things? So it's the perception of what is healthy and not. And I do want to take a moment to just just point out that what people usually perceive as oh, this is healthy, is bad tasting. And I think something that I've really learned from the French side of my family is that if something is bad tasting, it can't be healthy and supportive for your health. If you were trying to swallow it, and it's not just something that's this is delicious, this is good, and it's don't waste your time with it. It's not it's not worth it, right? and they really want to just eat good tasting food, and that's a part of their idea of what health is. So it's interesting actually to see them have more and more of these like health food stores, because it's such a, I don't know, it's just such not a Parisian thing to be like, I want to eat like sprouted, millet with rice crackers. Like it's not like a thing. They want to eat boeuf bourguignon. They want to eat like good, satiating, yummy food, and that's part of their idea of health. Because when you eat good, pleasurable food, you'll feel satiated. It'll digest easily, and they understand that. Also yesterday, when I was in the restaurant with my mom, and there was a couple next to us, and they were eating, and they finished their dinner, and he came around with a carte de dessert, so a dessert menu, and they were like, oh no, pas du tout, pas maintenant. And he was like, mais quoi, tu vas finir sans dessert? He was like, they were like, no, I don't want any dessert. And he was like, well, you can't finish without dessert. Like, what? Like, it's such a weird thing. Like, you always finish with something a little bit sucré, with something a little bit sugary. And we actually, the night before, happened to be with Marina's aunt, and again, the waitress came, and she's like, do you guys want like a dessert menu? And Marina was a little like, and I was like, yes. But I was like, yeah, I could, get an ice cream or something. And the aunt like looks up, she's like, looks at Marina, and she goes, well, you have to end with dessert. You can't end without dessert. Like, and it's like such an absurd thing, and I love it. I love the idea of like, it's just a little something sweet to like end the night, and that's what I do back at home all the time. But it was funny to just see that mentality is definitely from my mom's side, from the French side of the family, of just like, we just have to end with a little something sweet. Like, it's not really the end of the day, it's not the end of the meal, so you have that little bit of that little bit just like yumminess. Just had a big win in the Get Your Phone course, so I'm just in there chatting with the girls, celebrating with some of them, and just enjoying kind of a slow, peaceful afternoon. I believe this was the day that it started to rain, but Marina and I found a cover in this beautiful little cafe. Like, it was adorable, definitely my style. And I spent quite the time reading, journaling, again, preparing for this masterclass that's coming out. There's so much information that I'm just like, it just needs to get out of my system. A lot of things that I talk about in a one-on-one setting, but I can't wait to do a little like masterclass about it, because I think that will be very, very interesting and a lot of high energy. I came home and made a little snack. Carottes râpées, something that they sell in all of the stores. It's like €1, and it's a really good tasting carrot salad. I've always loved it since I was little. And then I got a croissant. And so just having that, I know that a lot of you guys are really fearful of croissants, which I get it, because previous me definitely feared something like croissants. Current me sees it in such a different way. First off, past orthorexic me thought there is zero, like literally zero, nutrients to a croissant. And I just want to pause there for a second. I don't like doing this because I don't view food via like, this has this nutrition or whatever, but I just want to appease some people's orthorexic minds here by just showing how wrong that statement was. The idea of there's no nutrients in a croissant. So let's just look at the nutrients that you can find in a regular croissant au beurre. You have phosphorus, 29.4 milligrams. Potassium, there is 33.0 milligrams. You have choline, super important, 10.9 milligrams. Folate, 24.6 micrograms. And total omega-3 fatty acids is 8.23 milligrams, and then vitamin A is 208 international units. But Chloe, there's zero nutrition in a croissant. You guys, Not that everything we need to eat even needs to have the utmost, perfect amount of nutrition. That's not the point of this. It's just the point is sharing that it's like we have these narratives that things like ice cream, 0 nutrition, or croissants, 0 nutrition. I'm like, what? Where are you getting that from? There's plenty of nutrition. And if anything, there's calories, and calories are so important. And those of you guys who have lost your period, who have hair falling out, who are dealing with all those type of things, you should understand that by now, that calories are extraordinarily important. Regardless of the nutritional values of a croissant, though, the reason why I'm eating it right now is because it's beyond delicious, and I am eating it with some really delicious cheese. I love cheese with croissants, like absolutely love it. And then I'm also downing some orange juice to go with this. Jet lag is hitting so hard. I'm so tired. I've slept so much this past couple days. I just keep on coming home and just sleeping. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Just, I've been just sleeping. Good thing I set an alarm to wake me up because I have a live going on with the girls in the Get Your Flow On course today. Every Friday we do a Q&A kind of group coaching live. And that surrender is like, it opens us up. And our body can only work when we're open. Doesn't work when we're closed off. Does not work at all. That's why I'm like, if you're walking around the world and you're fearing half of the food, you're closed off. I can't have this, I can't have that, I don't want this. Like we're closed off. That's why I'm like, it will never work. The dieting, the restricting, the holding back on certain foods, I'm like, it will never work. We have to stay in the openness. And that's when everything's, trust me, debilitating digestive issues over here. Like debilitating. 24/7, never stopped. That's what kind of perpetuated the whole, like, let me just fast and fast and fast and do all these juice cleanses and stuff, because it hurt so bad that I was like, I'd rather just not eat because it hurts so bad. Problem is, not eating made it so much worse when I would like go and eat, and I now know that that was not the way to go about it at all. But I had to surrender, and I had to surrender in the recovery to understanding that my body's going to take a moment to figure this out. It's not going to figure it out today. I go from being raw vegan to all of a sudden eating meat. My body's not going to figure that out. But I'm surrendering to the wisdom of my body being able to figure it out. We are going out to dinner right now with my mom. She said she wanted to take us out for steak dinner. So we're going to get steak dinner right now. And then we're going to go see a little light show in one of the cathedrals. So.
C'était une très grande rue dans Paris.
Haussmann, c'est français ou c'est...
Haussmann, il était français. Il était peut-être... je sais pas.
Ouais,
Parce que c'est pas un nom français, oui.
Non, c'est pas un nom
Oui, mais il y avait beaucoup de mélanges.
Ouais, c'est
Il y a toujours des...
Look how absolutely gorgeous this sunset is, just coming in between these buildings right here. So what I love Paris is you eat outside all the time, and you get to be a part of the outside environment, the life, the sunset, everyone walking around and music playing, and it's just so great. My mom got, it was like lamb ribs or something like that, really good. I had a couple bites of hers, and then I got a steak with french fries, steak frites, very delicious. And we walked all the way to Le Tour Eiffel, so to the Eiffel Tower. And afterwards, it was really fun. My mom was sweet, and she rented for us this fun little bike. So this guy's biking us around all of Paris. We are biking from the Eiffel Tower all the way to Notre Dame, where my mom's gonna hop off and take a bus and go home. But this was one of those moments that was just it was so much fun. And he was blasting Justin Bieber. I'm sparing you guys that because there's also a lot of wind too. But it was a blast to just be like on the bike and to feel just like so free and just like it's so warm in Paris. So we dropped off my mom, and then Marina and I decided to go get some ice cream. I also am trying to get her to go dancing, but we stayed out till really late last night, so we are debating whether we do that or not. I believe this was pistachio and lime. So it was like a lime sorbet and then a pistachio gelato. And the combination was divine. Pistachio, if you haven't guessed yet, is my favorite ice cream, like of all time. Aïe! Ok, je goûte le pistache. So good. Alright guys, so we had a big long night. It's probably about what, like 11:30 at night right now. We went and saw Le Tour Eiffel shining and everything on the top of the hour. We went and got ice cream. So I wanted to share with you guys, it's fun, right? Like we wanted to just sit down and like watch Notre Dame, and like it's late, it's fun, and I know a lot of you guys really fear eating late at night because some random thing online told you that eating late at night was bad for you. But here in France, it's like, it's a thing. That's all you do. All you do is you eat late at night. Restaurants don't open until like 7:30 was most of the, like that's when they open. Meaning most people are eating dinner at like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And it's just normal in summertime. So this is your little inspiration to go out of your comfort zone and to just have fun with friends, to say yes to the ice cream, to say yes to late night eating, because it's part of life, especially in the summer. We're having fun. So while we were eating ice cream, these two guys walked by. I gave him a little smile, and then I like looked back at him once he walked by, and he looked back at me. So they came back around and were like, hey, do you girls want to go dancing? So we ended up going salsa dancing, reggaeton, bachata, all of that good stuff until like 3:30 a.m. Another long night for us, but it was super, super fun dancing with these guys, like beyond fun. It was great to just, to meet people, to live life, to be out and about. So another day is another day over, a beautiful day. So grateful to be alive, so grateful to have experienced everything that I've experienced, honestly. The trip has been going amazing so far, and can't wait for the rest of it. Coming up with the Flow with Chlo adventures in France. For tonight, I got a chanson aux pommes, which is one of my favorite, if not my favorite pastry.